how do you write great content using AI that is optimized for search as a mortgage broker that's actually going to help you generate leads? In this video, I'm going to be sharing exactly that. My name is Ash Borland. I am a business coach and brand strategist helping mortgage brokers simplify success. And I've been able to help hundreds of mortgage brokers over the last 5 years improve their impact and income. And that's exactly what I want to help you do in this episode. Let's dive into it. So the first thing when it comes to AI is understanding some of the mistakes people make when it comes to actually using this platform. The issue that I see many advisors make when it comes to using AI is that what they do is they ask it to just write them a blog or an article about, say, 5 tips for being a first-time buyer. And all that's going to happen is AI is going to pull the information off the internet and write you some generic piece of content. The concept around AI written content is whatever you put in, you get out. So if you are putting rubbish in, you're going to get rubbish out. But if you put good stuff in, you're going to get good stuff out. And that's exactly the same thing here. And if you get great stuff, even better. And so we need to remember that. It all starts with getting the content in first. What I'm sharing with you today is exactly what I do myself. So what I would do, and I do, is I record content before. So I write down 3 or 4 bullet points around something I want to talk about. So today's one is, for example, how to write content, good SEO content for AI. And I will now talk about it. And what I'll do is I'll make this video and then I'll upload it into Descript, and Descript will give me a transcription of the video, and I can use that because that's a transcription, by the way, is the written text version of whatever is said. So that's the first one way of doing it. If you don't want to be that hyper technical around stuff like that, there's a couple of other things you can do. If you use the app Captions on your phone, if you've got an iPhone and you use the app Captions, then you can do a video of up to 5 minutes and you'll be able to get a transcription there. So if you only want to do a 5-minute piece of content, that's fine. You can literally stick your phone up on the side, talk for 5 minutes, as long as it's under 5 minutes, and you can still get the transcription that way. Or you can use, if you go onto your phone, you open up your Notes app, you can actually use the dictation tool, and the dictation tool is a little kind of microphone on the bottom. And if you open your Notes app on your phone, you press that and you can just talk in. So if I press that button, everything I say now is going to be written down on the screen as well. So it's dictating what I'm speaking. Now, this is really useful because you can just have an idea and just talk. So if you're trying to write a blog, the outline is, how do I get a mortgage as a first-time buyer? Use that as an example. You might then just press dictate, make a coffee, sit down and just talk. It's never going to be public facing, so it doesn't matter. I would say this, make some jokes, say whatever references you want. It doesn't really matter, but you want to get your personality in, your own thought process in. The mistake that I see people make with this, they'll say, I don't know what to say. Well, if you don't know what to say, you've got a bigger problem than just what content to create, because you do this as a day-to-day job. I can sit here and talk about this specific AI thing for hours because I do this all day. It's my job. If you can't answer the question of how to get a mortgage as a first-time buyer, if someone asks you that question, then you've got a problem. So don't think of it like that. Just talk. There's no right or wrong in this scenario. So you just talk, you just literally write that down, and then you will get your transcription. And that's the first bit we need to know, that you've got this transcription. Once we've got it, now we want to do is we want to move that transcription into ChatGPT. We want to open up ChatGPT, start a new window, and we want to write a prompt similar to this. What you want to do is say, I am a mortgage broker. So you're establishing the role you do. So I am a mortgage broker and I help. So you're establishing who you help. I help first-time buyers who live in London, whatever it may be. I help first-time buyers get on the property ladder. So you've got to establish who you are and who you help. From there, can you write me a blog that is optimized for search around this topic? And then the topic is how to get a mortgage as a first-time buyer. So write the topic in. And then say, can you make it 3,000 words? It's not going to be 3,000 words, by the way. It's every time I've done this, and I do this like all the time, I've never got it to reach 3,000 words. It's always about 1,000 to 1,500. It's never going to go to that 3,000 from my experience. It might change over time, but it's not normally. But the 3,000 allows it to give a much bigger parameter of like maybe a deeper blog, which is what we want. We don't want a really short 500-word blog. That's not what we want to talk. From this prompt, here is the transcription of me talking about this topic. Can you use this as reference for the information you put in the blog? And then you paste in that transcription that you create, that you wrote, that you said, whatever it may be, and you paste it in and you press enter. And when you press enter, it will start to write a blog from you around that topic within the context of everything we've just framed. instantly this content is going to be better than the rubbish that you would have got if you just said, hey, can you write me a blog about how to get a mortgage as a first-time buyer? That's just very generic. So that's the first part, but we're nowhere near done. We go down layers and layers and layers. So the next part we then do is, once that first one's come through, I wouldn't bother reading through any of the first 3 or 4, because at the beginning we're trying to get it to where we want, then you're going to start reading it. Make sure as well you ask it, do not, make sure it's written in UK and relevant to the UK. Just tip with that. So say, can you make sure all the information in this is relevant to the UK market, as I'm a mortgage advisor in the UK and only advise people in the UK. So straight away then it will go back through and clean that. So that's the second prompt you do afterwards, but do it after, because sometimes it can get lost. From there, what you then ask is you say, can you give me a list of long tail keywords that you would recommend for this blog? Now, a long tail keyword is effectively a long search term. So for first time buyer, it might be how to get a mortgage as a first time buyer. It might be how to get a mortgage as a first time buyer with bad credit, how to get a mortgage as a first time buyer with no deposit. So it was all these different keywords, these long tail keywords. It will give you a list of them, probably about between 10 to 30, depending on the topic and how much you've got and how much is out there. You get that list, and all you then say, the next prompt is, can you integrate these lists of these keywords, these long tail keywords, into the blog organically? What it will do is it'll take all of those keywords and it'll pack them into the blog and rewrite the sections if it needs to in order to make it make sense. So now what we're doing is we're starting to optimize it for stuff that people are looking for. You then want to ask it to optimize all of the headings and subheadings to be in line with a question that someone would look for. Now, what is a subheading and a heading? Well, these are if there's 7 tips to become to get your first mortgage as a first-time buyer, it might be tip 1 is this, tip 2 is this, tip 3 is this. Well, that 1, 2, and 3, those sections, oftentimes when people write blogs, they'll say tip 1 is get your affordability checked. But actually, that's not searchable. To make it better, you can actually get the AI to rewrite that. Tip 1 is how much deposit do I need? And then that means in the blog, we are now optimizing this entire piece of content for a lot more relevant search things around this one topic. This is what makes AI so good, because this would take hours and hours of research to do traditionally, and you'd pay large companies to do this. You don't have to do this now. You can literally just do, with these specific prompts, you can get really great results. So you ask it to optimize the headlines and the subheadlines in a question format that people are looking for that would help rank in search. From here, you can then bring up, and there's a list of links I have. I have links like my website, my free blueprint, my social medias, all this type of stuff. And I have these in notes on my computer. I can copy and paste in, and it says it has the link and what the link is. And then I just say, can you please add these links into this blog organically so that it doesn't break the flow of the content. And then I put that in, and all of a sudden these links now will be integrated into the blog. So all the links I want, and you might have, for example, links to other pieces of content on there. You might have links to book a call with you. You might have links to a free download, whatever it may be, you'll have these links. And this is, again, all of a sudden becoming integrated into this. From here, now you can read it. So now I read the blog, and from this point, you then want to now do any stylized changes if you want. So if you want it to be more personal, say, could you make it a little bit more personal? Could you make it a bit more casual? Could you make it written in first person? Or you can even say, which is something I like to do, can you please make the tone of voice the same as the original transcript that I provided, but keep the content the same? So what starts to happen is it'll now go back to that original transcript and maybe try and pepper in more stuff you've said. But you can play around with it then and make it seem more human. I love make it casual, make it first person. They're my two kind of favorite ones to do, because it will make it a bit more relaxed. It will make it first person. That's an AI optimized blog. You can then take that blog, you put it onto your website, and there's a couple of things you want to do with it then. Ask it for a search optimized title for the blog. So then you can put it in when you upload it to your website, you can then put it on. You can ask it also for a 150 character SEO summary, character, not word, character summary for this blog. And if you go onto Canva or something like that and you make a cover image for it, you can then upload that cover image into ChatGPT and say, can you write me some SEO alt text for this image? It will write all those things for you, and you just take them, copy them, paste them. I do this to Go High Level, which is where I do mine. You can do it wherever you want. So you upload to Go High Level and you do it there, and then when it asks for keywords, if you want to put sometimes they have keyword tags. I just ask it for a list of keyword tags, and it will drop a list of keyword tags down. And again, same thing, you're going to see those appear, and you can just copy and paste them into the blog. That is how I write SEO optimized blogs. Now, if you're thinking of content ideas, then check out this video right now on screen, which is where I break down the top content ideas and the best ways to find them right now. Not one you want to miss.